Bryce Young finally signs that rookie deal. Let's break it down. Step into my office. Now, y'all know what time it is. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, let me know what's good. We are about 100 subscribers away from 21,000. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. The #1 spot for Carolina Panthers news, updates, draft content, all that good stuff. So come through, hit that sub button for your boy. Now, let's get it. So many of you may be asking, why did it take Bryce Young so long to sign his rookie contract when there's a rookie wage scale in place that predetermines what he's going to make? Well, we have to take a quick step back in the history for a second. Back in 2011, there was a CBA put in place that basically determined what rookie we're going to make, called the rookie wage scale, okay? Prior to that, quarterbacks and rookies were getting the bag. They were negotiating heavily, and there was rookie holdouts, all kinds of crazy stuff, because rookies were trying to get as much money as they could up front, which is probably something running backs need to go back to, but that's a whole nother discussion. But anyway, basically, I remember Sam Bradford. I think he was the last quarterback to, don't quote me on that, but Sam Bradford was the last quarterback to get a huge major bag prior to the rookie wage scale. So now there's really only two things stopping a high-end, I'm talking about a first-round top 10 level pick from signing his contract. That's going to be offset language, and it's going to be a signing bonus. Offset language is basically where a team, if a player is cut during his rookie contract, it's going to limit the amount of guaranteed money they have to pay out if the offset language is in place. So hypothetically speaking, Bryce Young, his deal is fully guaranteed. If Bryce Young was cut towards the end of his contract, if the offset language is in place, the Panthers get a little bit of a break if he's cut, okay? They don't have to pay as much. If the offset language isn't in place, Bryce Young can double dip and get paid from two teams. It's advantageous to remove the offset language from a contract for a rookie. So with signing bonuses, the trend is starting to become that these players, the high-end, the top guys, the top 10 guys, are starting to get their money up front in a lump sum. That has typically not been the case going back to like 2019. Guys are now getting their money up front. Trevor Lawrence got the bulk of his money up front. Trey Lance got the bulk of his money up front. Zach Wilson got the bulk of his money up front. Going back to 2019, Kyler Murray was the last guy to get his bonus, his signing bonus, paid in installments. Okay, so what does that mean? Trevor Lawrence got his signing bonus paid within 15 days of signing his contract. That's a major difference from getting it paid over the course of several months, okay? There's a big difference in that. And I believe that's what Bryce Young was fighting for. Going back in history, even Carolina Panthers history, we've had a couple of guys picked in the top 10 recently. None of those guys, Icky, JC, got their signing bonus paid in a lump sum. It just did not happen. So Bryce Young was looking to buck the trend. It probably took a little bit for Scott Fitterer to figure out how to handle it. And so now that it got done, basically the bulk of this man's rookie contract is paid up front. Okay, so we're gonna break that down. Let's go ahead and dive into this right now. So let's go ahead and break this thing down. As you can see, Bryce Young, 4-year, $37 million deal. Of that $37 million, $24.6 million of that came in the form of a signing bonus. So 9.4 average salary, $37 million, fully guaranteed. His deal is fully guaranteed. That is awesome. And it's good to see these guys get their money and keep their money, because the NFL is a violent sport. You never know what can happen. So this man is $37 million richer. He's going to see all that money in some way, shape, or form. Now, here, let's break this down year over year. Okay, his base salary, this is good. His base salary is $750,000. His signing bonus, so let's take a look at the signing bonus. The $24 million is broken down over 4 years. So basically, you take this number, divide it by 4, and that's what you're seeing here. So $6 million per year. Okay, the rest of that, so you take the 37, subtract 24, is broken into his base salary. Okay, so that's the balance of his contract. So the good news is that there is some room. Like, let's say hypothetically we want to restructure his contract. You can kick some more money. You can drop this down to the minimum and then kick some into a bonus, some sort of signing bonus, and reduce this base salary, which will in turn reduce his cap hits. Now, I don't see there's going to be no need to do that, but I'm just saying hypothetically, it's available to us if we wanted to do that. Looking at these cap hits, I mean, $6.9 million in 2023, fantastic. You can't beat that with a stick. 8.6 in 2024, love it. 10 million for a quarterback. I mean, listen, this guy's gonna be our franchise quarterback. We're gonna have him in the no more than a $12 million cap hit at the end of his contract. By the time 2026 comes around, this is going to look like a complete and utter steal. Now, with that said, this is our window. 2023 to 2026 is the time the Panthers need to make a Super Bowl push. You can see it with Jalen Hurts. You can see it with Joe Burrow. These teams are trying to take advantage of having a quarterback on a rookie deal. This is why I want to be so aggressive. And when guys like D-Hop are out there, I want to go get them because this is going to move quick. Look at Patrick Mahomes. They got a Super Bowl with Mahomes being on a rookie deal. Going back to Russell Wilson, they got a Super Bowl with him on a rookie deal. So you have to win we have to take advantage and win that Super Bowl when your quarterback is on a rookie deal. You have to be uber aggressive in signing free agents and building around that quarterback. So that's what I want to see out of the Carolina Panthers over the next 4 years. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what that's going to look like and how this rookie contract affects our salary cap over the next couple of years. So, and I apologize. The reason why it took me so long to put this video out was simply because I was waiting for Over the Cap to give me the future cap hits, right? I like to use Spot Track to look at the individual contract, but I use Over the Cap to look at the breakdowns of the salary cap over time, right? This gives me the best view, and that's why it took me so long to make this video. So I apologize for that. Now let's take a quick peek to see how this Bryce Young deal impacts the future salary cap years. So as you can see right now, in 2023, we have $20 million in cap space. That's a decent chunk. If you can recall what Scott Fitter has said in the past, he said he likes to save about $10 million going into the season for emergencies. Something happens, and he go sign a guy. He likes to keep about $10 million in the tuck. Okay, so again, we still have some room. If we want to go sign a Yannick, we want to go sign another edge rusher, Jadeveon Clowney, we still have some room to do so if we want to. Okay. Again, this is a really good spot. Also, keep in mind that we can roll over any unused salary cap into 2024. So as you can see, before we take a look at 2024, let's take a quick look at this dead money because this is a lot of dead money. We got $51 million in dead money. For those that say, hey, the salary cap, it doesn't exist, they fail to realize and fail to take a look at this. This is a big hindrance in us moving forward and being able to sign other guys. It is. All right. So paying Christian McCaffrey $18 million, a contract that should have never been given out. I said what I said a long time ago. If you are new to this channel, you can go back and look at our prior videos about Christian McCaffrey and his deal. I did not like the deal. All the running back contracts and all this stuff is starting to come to fruition. I was way ahead of this. So anybody in the chat that's been a long time listener can attest to that. I've been way ahead of this. But $18 million for Christian McCaffrey is not acceptable. DJ Moore, we're paying him $14 million to play for another team. Robbie Anderson's in Miami. We're still paying him $10 million. This is a big hint. $51 million is a large chunk of the salary cap that could be used. And again, dead money comes with paying out bad contracts. You have to pay the right people and pay them the right amount. When you don't do that, you're going to have a ton of dead cap. No, it is what it is. We have to just bite the bullet and move forward. But if you take a look at it, this is something that's just obvious. We made some mistakes here, and now we're paying for it. Okay, so I digress there, but, it kind of is what it is. But as you can see, Brian Burns, $16 million. Okay, he's playing on, right now, his fifth-year option. I hope that they get a long-term deal done. If we get this long-term deal done, this base salary could potentially drop, and we could save some more cap money in 2023. All right, that's an option for us. Now, as you can see, 2024, it has come down tremendously. If y'all can recall a couple videos back when I was doing the salary cap for 2024, we had like $130-some million in cap space. Now it's down to $44 million. That's what happens when you sign a bunch of guys. We were very active in free agency, and we're starting to see that number drop. Even with Bryce Young, those rookie contracts, those also account towards 2024. So the more guys we sign, the more this is going to drop, and it's going to continue to drop even more when Brian Burns gets his extension. Remember, 2024, Brian Burns is not even on the books yet. So Brian Burns, once he gets on the books, that number is going to drop even more. But we're going to be able to save some money in 2024, right? There's going to be some more restructured guys that we can take a look at. Taylor Moton has more room that we can restructure here. We can extend Derrick Brown, reduce his number. Dante Jackson, you can save a little bit of money there by restructuring, but all that's doing is kicking the can. I've said this a million times. Once you start that restructure, that ball is going to continue to roll. You almost have to keep going, and at some point, you're going to have to pay Taylor Moton. Right now, he's got a $30 million cap hit for this year and next year, right? If we restructure him again next year, he's going to have like a $40 million cap hit in 2025, right? So you have to continue to do it. To make it work, you have to continue to restructure, and that's just the name of the game. That's how the Saints do it, and we're starting to do that too. So it's just it is what it is. But as I talked about earlier, we're in that window, that 2023 to 2026. This is now the time to do whatever it takes to get the Super Bowl. So who cares if we're restructuring? Who cares if down the road we've got to pay the piper? I don't care if we get a Super Bowl. I could care less what happens, right? So, but we got to be aggressive. We have to be aggressive. But we're in good shape. This $44 million is not bad. Don't look at this as a bad thing. We can create more space. We're going to restructure. We're going to cut some guys. We're going to cut some dead weight, and that number is going to be fine. So I have zero concerns about how we look in 2024, and you can see in 2025, even with Bryce Young on the books, we're gonna have a ton of cap space. We just got to make sure we get Brian Burns on the books, Derrick Brown, Jeremy Chin potentially. There's gonna be some guys that we have to re-sign, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. All right. So with that said, that is the Bryce Young contract breakdown. That is the impacts of the future salary cap. Let me know what y'all think. How do y'all feel about it? Or do y'all want to be super aggressive during this Super Bowl window that we have with Bryce Young on a rookie deal? Who do y'all want to sign? Who do y'all think is going to help this team be better in the short term and in the long term? All right. With that said, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow night on the live show. Remember, we go live every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Also, we're going to be at training camp. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets for PNP Live. It's going to be lit. Check us out. Stay on the prowl. I'm out. Peace.